right, here we go. Triple G versus Andrade. Before I get into that, you know what to do. Hit the thumbs up, hit the sub, hit the bell. With that being said, let's get into the video, as they say. My bad, y'all. I'm just getting off of work, so this is a late one coming out. But yeah, I like that it's late because I didn't see this earlier today. We got Andrade being pushed by Eddie Hearn to fight Triple G. How do I see it going? Well, there's one or two things with this. One, I think Andrade was talking about going up to 168. So if he really does plan on doing that, then the fight's not going to happen because Triple G, as we all know, is at 160. However, if Andrade stays at 160, which is middleweight, and 168 is super middleweight, if he stays there, then yes, this fight can happen against Triple G. However, I don't see it going well for Triple G. I'm going to be honest. I think Triple G, at the point he's at in his career, he's no longer the fighter he once was. He's still very good, don't get me wrong. So he can beat a lot of guys. Do not get it misconstrued or twisted what I'm saying. I believe he can beat a lot of guys. But I think when you get to what people would consider the upper echelon, you're going to see that he's not going to look as good. And if he does win, it's going to be very controversial because he does slow down. In his last fight, he was starting to slow down in a fight that he completely dictated, in a fight that was fought at his pace. Him fighting a guy like Andrade is not going to be the same as Sarametta. See, the thing about Sarametta is he had no power. So when you get a guy like Sarametta, Triple G can do good against a guy like that. Yeah, he had a good record, but I wouldn't consider him an upper echelon fighter. And I think Triple G can beat all lower, I won't say B class, I'll say all lower A class fighters he could beat. I still believe he could beat it at his age. But when you get into the A class fighter, the upper A class fighters, I don't think he can do it. I just think he tires down the stretch. And because he doesn't have the lungs that he once had, I don't foresee him beating Andrade. I think Andrade is going to probably finish him late in the fight. And the thing about it is that they really do push this fight and it happens and Triple G loses, then that Canelo rematch will never happen. So for all the people who are wanting the third Triple G Canelo fight, me personally, I don't really care about it at this point because I believe that, like I said, any A-tier fighter is going to beat him. Upper A-tier fighter is going to beat him. Canelo's definitely an upper A-tier fighter. Like, I believe he knocks Triple G out in this third match. I believe this time it won't go to the judges and there won't be any controversy at all because, like I've said in the past, to keep it straight down the line and unbiased, I believe Triple G beat Canelo in the first fight and I believe the second fight was a draw. However, with seeing how Triple G has aged in that third fight, I can almost guarantee that Canelo will knock him out. It'll be a late stoppage, kind of like Kovalev. Whenever it comes into that 10th, 11th, 12th round, Canelo's going to put it on him. And I know people can make the argument, oh, he didn't stop Callum Smith, blah, blah, blah. No, Callum Smith is a young guy who's in his prime, who's also tall. He did have problems staying away from Canelo, but he had avenues to get away, and he didn't get exhausted through the stretch. Whereas Triple G is going to be breathing very, very heavy come around round 7, 8. He's going to be very heavily breathing, especially now that we know Canelo, looking at that second fight, is going to dictate the pace. He's going to come forward and make Triple G back up and counter punch. And the thing about boxing is you actually burn more energy backing up than you do moving forward. So there's that to account for too, that Canelo is going to be the bull in that fight and he's going to come straight at him. And I just don't see it happening. But this ain't about Canelo Triple G. This is about Triple G Andrade. And the thing is, I think this is smart because it can set up, he could possibly set up an Andrade fight for Canelo if he beats Triple G. Truth be told, I don't really want to see Andrade Canelo. I would rather see Andrade Charlo. I think that makes for a better matchup at this point because if Andrade goes to fight Canelo, he's going to have to move up a weight class. And 9 times out of 10, Canelo's going to catch him on that first fight when he moves up. And I see the size factor being a big deal in that fight. So for Andrade right now, I think the smart move is what Hearn's trying to do. Sorry for the coughing, guys. I feel like I'm going to cough again. But I think this is a smart move. I think he goes in there, fights Triple G, beats Triple G, then that segues him straight into the Charlo fight. And that will be a fight. That is a fight. As much as I like Andrade, I will not bet against Charlo. I did that, made that mistake. I'm not going to make it again. I will do a really good breakdown on that fight. This fight right here, I'll do a breakdown better than what I'm saying right now, if it actually gets concreted and penciled in. We'll have to see, though, if they sign the names on the dotted line and they set it up. But if Hearn's trying to push it, normally Hearn can get fights done pretty well because he throws money at fighters. And they normally don't refuse because of that money being thrown at them. So again, I foresee that if this is what Eddie Hearn wants to do, you know, he'll get the fight underway with Demetrius Andrade and Triple G. Again, if Triple G beats him, then I'm wrong. It is what it is. But I can't see a guy who looks like he's aging accelerated, or his aging has accelerated. I can't see him beating a guy like, I just can't see him beating him. So again, I think Andrade is just he's gonna outlast him. And the pressure is going to make Triple G tire. And when he tires, you know, that's it. You lose your lungs, you lose your power, you lose your endurance, you lose your speed, and it's over. A great fighter can get beat by a C-level fighter if the C-level fighter's got 100% energy. And that elite fighter is just gassed. That's why they do round robins in boxing gyms, you know, pull out a guy every other round so you're fighting a fresh body while you're stuck in there. So by the time you get the sixth person in front of you, seventh person in front of you, it might be somebody you're way better than if you fought them in round one. But because it's round one for them and round 12 for you, or 14, depending on how many you're doing, yeah, you're not going to get the better end of that. And that's the thing about it. The gas tank is very important in boxing when the other guy has a gas tank. And I think it's a smart fight for Eddie Hearn because it's, so to say, out with the old, in with the new. If Andrade beats him and boosts up his name because he did beat Triple G, and Triple G is coming off of 2 wins, one being controversial. However, he does officially have 2 wins, so you catch him coming off of 2 wins back-to-back, put Andrade beats him, that automatically gets you a Charlo fight set up, and I think that's the fight to make. I personally would like to see Andrade versus Charlo more than I would against Canelo. If Andrade can beat Charlo, then by all means, let him go up there and test his luck with Canelo. I just think that he needs a fight or two at 168 before he gets in there with Canelo. But anyways, let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Again, my bad for releasing my boxing video so late, but I'm glad that I did because I would not have seen this if I had done one earlier. Again, hit up the comment section. Let me know what you think. I reply to everybody. Thank y'all again for listening.